Schools across the Bluegrass trying to figure out their next step as fears of COVID-19 increase.
Meanwhile, Kentuckians are feeling the impact already of the president's travel ban. Our severe weather alert day continues as strong to severe storms move in this evening. I'll have those details right on 5:30.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley.
And I'm Madison Pergram.
We'll have more on the growing list of events changed or canceled due to the coronavirus in just a moment.
But first, strong storms will likely affect much of the state tonight.
It is a severe weather alert day, and let's check in first with Chief Meteorologist Paige Noel for the latest. Paige?
Well, Steve, we got this update to this map right around 4 o'clock, and really we're not going to see that change probably as we head into the rest of this evening under that slight risk for all of us. Remember, that's a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. And you can see some of us, lots of Pulaski County, a little bit of Wayne, almost all of Rockcastle, and a sliver of Jackson in an enhanced risk. That is a 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. So really just stay weather aware for tonight. Now we're just seeing kind of lighter showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder starting to move into the mountains, but we're going to see multiple rounds of those showers and storms move through. Already seeing that back into really just north of Bowling Green. Already seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings and even a tornado warning out that way. So these stronger storms are going to continue to move into our area. Now we've seen those clouds kind of increasing throughout the day, and now we're starting to see those rain chances increase as well. Areas out west are under a tornado watch. That's until about, I'm pretty sure, 5 o'clock, but then you see that one even further western Kentucky, 11 o'clock. That's their time, central time. And for us here in the mountains, well, we're under that flash flood watch, but definitely could see either a tornado watch or severe thunderstorm watch get extended into the mountains. Something we'll be tracking closely as we head into tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about the timing and impacts of the system coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you very much. It's certainly been another day of fast-moving developments in relation to the coronavirus. Within the last 30 minutes, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear confirmed there are 2 new cases of COVID-19 in Kentucky, bringing the total to 10. The new cases are in Fayette and Jefferson counties. There are still no confirmed cases in eastern or southern Kentucky. Meanwhile, the governor also made a major recommendation. He suggests all schools close for 2 weeks. WYMT's Lacey Roberts talked with one school superintendent in Perry County earlier today who was preparing for that.
Increasing and extending bathroom visits, posting reminders about proper hygiene. Schools in Perry County are continuing to do all they can to keep their students safe and healthy.
Hand sanitizer at the entrances of all of our schools so that people coming and going can use it when they get there and then when they leave.
Superintendent Jonathan Jett sat in on a conference call Wednesday with Governor Beshear and others. Jett says he realizes the amount of anxiety.
The coronavirus is really concerning to a lot of people, and as it should be.
The school district is preparing for the worst.
The reports that we're getting from the governor and district health department, you know, there may be a time where we do close school.
Jett also says closing school for a long period of time puts some families in difficult situations.
We have students that don't have good meals to eat when they're home and that don't have a nice place to live and sleep, and people that are taking good care of them.
At this time, Superintendent Jett says it is not recommended that he closes school, but they are preparing for that possibility. And in those preparations include delivering meals to students who need them.
So we'll utilize that staff to make sure that we can deliver meals.
And bus drivers will also be helpful.
The bus drivers that know the kids on their routes, they can assist with making sure the meals are delivered.
They can also arrange meals for students whose parents pick them up each day.
I know a lot of people depend on schools and the child care so that they can work and provide for their families.
And on the Perry County Schools Facebook page, you can find a list of steps being taken to support the health of staff, students, and families. In Perry County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
And again, since Lacey talked to Superintendent Jett earlier today, the governor in just the last few moments has recommended schools across the state close for 2 weeks. Of course, it will be up to the individual districts to make that decision. Jett says they have canceled both senior trips amid concerns about traveling. We'll have more on that coming up at 6. And several schools in central Kentucky have already canceled classes for 2 to 4 weeks.
And another Eastern Kentucky jail is suspending visitations, this time in Bell County. Jailer Gary Ferguson says there will be no in-house visitation until the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic has been lifted. Inmates will still have access to telephones to call their families.
Meanwhile, Morehead State University will keep the campus and residential halls open for students, but classes will transition to online for 2 weeks beginning on March 23rd after students return from spring break. MSU is also suspending all non-essential out-of-state travel.
And the University of Kentucky is now racing against the clock. They have 87 students in Europe, and now they have until Friday to get them back to the States. They are also encouraging any students who are planning to travel to reconsider. They point out that even if an area does not currently have a travel ban, with information about COVID-19 evolving so quickly, they realize those situations could change.
We thought it was important to reinforce with people that travel, whether it's domestic or international. We don't know what's going to happen with those conditions. They're changing constantly. And so our best advice and counsel, seeing what we're seeing on the ground, our best advice and counsel is to really carefully consider any sort of personal travel right now.
The current plan for the university is once students come back from spring break, classes will be online only for 2 weeks.
Last night, President Trump announced a new step to curb the spread of coronavirus.
At midnight, a travel ban on all flights coming in from continental Europe will go into effect.
As Jim Stratman reports, that's putting some passengers at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington in a bind.
One traveler told me it's quiet at Bluegrass Airport. He's right. And with a new travel ban issued by President Trump, more people like Jeff and Pam Cunningham could be canceling their trips.
We were going over there to visit our son, and we were really looking forward to it, and he was looking forward to having visitors. So it's something that we probably planned for, I think, maybe at least a couple of months.
It's kind of funny, I'd been praying and asking God to make it really clear if we needed to go, and I was feeling like he was giving us the okay. And then when President Trump said that last night, I was like, that's our answer. We're not going anywhere.
There wasn't really any longer. We needed to really kind of listen. We heard what we needed to hear, to be able to make a decision.
But it was very disappointing.
The Cunninghams tell me that their flight to Germany wasn't going to be an issue. They were concerned about what would happen next week.
So the guy here at Delta kind of clarified that, told us, he said it was all travel coming back in. He said you would be able to go out of the country today, but you wouldn't be able to come back in because they're cutting off all flights coming back in.
And another concern. Would they be quarantined if they were able to return?
If I had been told today, yes, you can come back, but being quarantined after I got back, it wasn't really worth it to take that risk.
Yeah. And it's not like we're not going to be able to travel over there to see him eventually. Yeah. This is the time, right? And we're all being cautious right now. Everybody's being cautious. Companies are being cautious. Governments are being cautious. So we're playing along, right?
Jim Stratman, WYMT Mountain News.
Another woman told our sister station WKYT her sister flew to Europe yesterday and is now scrambling to catch a flight right back to the United States tonight.
Showers starting to move into the area now. More storms expected as we head into tonight. We'll break down the timing and impacts next.